It was quiet revolution in our brains. It's something secret. You have it in your heart.
Like so many other Soviet kids, Andrei Makarevich filled his school books with doodles and daydreams about the Beatles.
I'm absolutely sure that it was a lesson of mathematics or something that I hated, and it was very dull, and my hand did it just itself.
Makarevich also recalls fantasies about a secret visit to a Moscow hotel by John Lennon.
A guy from our school, he spent 2 days and nights in the bushes without food and water, watching the entrance. And he came back and he said, I saw John Lennon. We had to believe.
I knew, schoolboys, people who convinced everyone that they have seen John Lennon on Tverskaya, on Gorky Street. It was called Gorky Street. And I personally seen him buying some bread.
We were so crazy that I saw a dream 3 or 4 times that Beatles come and I meet them and I show them Moscow and I even bring them to school, and the teachers began to worry. Who are these guys? They're innocent? From what country they are? Why long hair? So it was a big scandal. I woke up in a cold sweat.
Andrei Makarevich turned his schoolboy dreams into reality, becoming one of the Soviet Union's first rock stars with his band Machina Vremeni, Time Machine. Playing only underground venues, Time Machine became skillful at avoiding police harassment. But they were never filmed until the late 70s, when Russia had moved on to big hair and bad shirts.
I can't say that we made music the first 2 years. We just tried to look like Beatles, to sound like Beatles. But we played every night. We sit in the room and just played. We listened and played, listened and played, listened, tried to sing. And we moved on.
40 years later, Andrei Makarevich and Time Machine were to make a record at the Beatles' Abbey Road studios. The legendary Beatles producer, George Martin, came to say hello.
All you need is love.
For his John Lennon birthday party in St. Petersburg, Kolya Vasin has assembled a dozen tribute bands to play once again the music which seduced a generation. Almost 50 years after the Beatles virus first infected the Soviet Union, it lives on in the thousands of bands who still keep the faith and play the old songs. I sometimes had a feeling on my journey that I was slipping in time, lost in an era which is hardly a memory back in my world. Being with that audience in St. Petersburg, it was obvious that the Beatles' songs still connect with kids as well as with their grandparents. But I kept remembering how tough it was for earlier generations to make this music their own. In Minsk, Yuri Pelushchenok decided the only way he could follow the Beatles was to build his own guitar.
If you're lucky, you know, have actual photograph of the Beatles guitar, yeah, Beatles guitar, and then you draw it on a table or something. I saw the table myself, my grandma table. We built all guitars at home, or sometimes even in a school shop. We just pretended to build something else.
The biggest challenge was to make a pickup to get that rock and roll sound.
I think it was a Young Technician magazine. Someone shared the idea. So how to build a pickup out of telephone receiver. So the next day, receiver's gone, all around the country. It was just like that, no, gone.
Then there was the problem of finding a speaker.
Propaganda should sound loud. If a militiaman or policeman is not watching you, yeah, you know, you just climb. And you have a decent speaker.
Equipped with his homemade guitar, Yuri was ready to follow the Beatles to rock and roll heaven.
You just hear it and you want to do it. You want to be part of it. You want to be like them. You have never seen them, but you want to be. You join together with your band, you play, and you're happy.
Все это настолько было громко, понимаете ли? Дом вот так трясло. На улице люди останавливались. Молодые открывали окна, чтобы послышать. Но потом с других подъездов к нам прибегали и говорили: ой, надо ребенка положить спать. А тут такая музыка. Пожалуйста, на 10 минут прекратите эту музыку. Ну, что поделаешь. Вот так вот он и рос с Битлами вместе.
In Minsk, Yuri Pelushchenok brings his band together for the first time in 30 years.
Nobody changed too much, except for me. The last time we played in 1978, but we just met in Tolik's apartment. He grabbed guitar, I grabbed guitar, Yakov grabbed this empty canister, and we created this song, and it was quite amazing. As if we went for a smoke in 1978, and then we just returned back just 15 minutes later.
Yuri wrote a song to recall those days when Soviet kids were hungry to make rock and roll.
Подсветочных окон с гитарами за 7,50 со снятой струной сидели битлами больны и задавали тон всему району пацаны гитарную игрой. А если подключить гитару через усилок, используя для этого переносной транзистор, тогда можно сыграть нечто похожее на рок и бить при этом барабаны из пустых канистр. Эй, парень, не буди гитарой, спящих в хрущевках людей не поймут здесь гитары твоей. Я выпилил себе гитару из доски, установил звукач из рубки телефонной, но одна тяга струн, она распалась на куски, когда играл я соло своей песенки коронной. Эй, парень, не буди гитарой, спящих в хрущевках людей своей песни с припевом. Oh, yeah.
You have something in your heart, you don't let anybody to touch it, you know? It's yours. Its official life is going on, it's an official way, and you have an unofficial life. It's a huge